my life, and I followed through on that and was a believer in Bayside and converted to Catholicism before coming to Bayside itself. Well, Bayside was the only thing that converted me. The miraculous photos of Jesus and Mary showed me that in fact there was a God, which before I did not believe that there was a God, but I knew that there were forces of evil, being into the occult. And I knew that after seeing the photos, Jesus and Mary is what I wanted in my life instead of the occult.
Lorraine Poirier from Waltham, Massachusetts.
With Father McDonald, when I was operated on my right hip at the Waltham Hospital by Dr. Vaughn, I have plastic joint on my right hip, and Dr. Vaughn said you have to be operated under your left hip also because your left leg is full of arthritis. So anyway, I didn't go back because I was thinking about the charismatic movement having the healing service, Father McDonald. So maybe about a few months after that, I went to and one night at St. Charles Church, Father McDonald was at a healing service, and I went there, and he prayed over me. So the next morning, I felt like in seventh heaven. I felt like painting the town red. My leg wasn't hurting anymore. Anyway, about 5 or 6 months after that, the disease started to come back again, worse than it was before. And I couldn't sleep at night. The pain in my leg was stiff, and and then
how did you come to know Bayside then?
Well, by a friend of mine, Alice and Frank Rose, and they talked to me about Bayside, so I decided to come with another friend of mine, Donna, on the 18th of June, 1983. So when I came on the ground here, I put my petition in the box there, and I said, the Blessed Mother to heal my left leg that was full of arthritis, and if it's God's holy will. So anyway, there was a procession underground, so I started with the other people underground with the vigil lights, and I was about maybe at the fourth row of the Statue of Blessed Mother. They were carrying a Blessed Mother on a platform with 4 men carrying her, and I felt as if she was real, and I felt as if I get a little emotional about it. I felt like crying a little bit, and Donna started to tell me, she said, Lorraine, are you okay? I said, yes, I'm all right. I had my cane under my arm, and I was walking fast, but I wasn't aware what was happening to me. So she made the second round with me, and she said the second round, she says, I'm going to sit down, I'm tired. So I kept on going, made the third round, all around the ground. And when I went back home, I still had a little pain in my leg. When I got home, I went to bed. I never had a pain since. The stiffness was all gone. I didn't need my cane any longer. It's about all. And since then, there's be 2 years now, the 18th of June, next month, yes. And there's no sign of the disease coming back. So with Father McDonald, the charismatic movement, the disease came back about 5-6 months after that, started to come back again. And it was in pain.
Bayside, it's been 2 years.
Yes, 2 years.
You've never had pains or arthritis?
No more pains, no more cane, and no more stiff legs.
You definitely feel, Lorraine, that now the charismatics and Father McDonald are definitely not from God, otherwise you would have had a permanent cure.
That's my feeling, because, my opinion, because when Jesus was on earth, he was healing, but the people didn't fall all over the place, and the disease didn't come back. I feel, too, that I had, when I was going to church, but I was kind of everybody, kind of lukewarm. But ever since I came here, I feel that I had a spiritual healing also, because of the physical healing. I believe that you have a spiritual healing to have the physical healing.
Lee Simon from St. Louis, Missouri.
It's about 1,000 miles and takes us 20 to 21 hours to do. And we sleep on the bus coming and going, and we our meals there.
Do you feel exhausted right now?
No. I go home and I don't even feel tired.
That's amazing. And you sleep right on the bus.
Well, can't nap, I guess you could say. Yes, we do sleep on the bus.
You have other spectacular things that happen, I think, concerning your husband.
Yes, I do. On October 2nd of 1983, he collapsed and died here at Bayside. This was a little after he had seen Our Lady and our Lord blessing the crowd. I was flying back from New York, and as I looked back, I thought I didn't even know where I left him. I knew the hospital was here somewhere, and I thought 35 years of marriage, 9 children, and I couldn't even say goodbye to him. And I thought, this is so unfair. And as I looked out of the plane window, and I was not sleeping, I saw above the white clouds a great cloud come just zipping in. And as I looked out the window, it was my husband's face smiling just beautifully, and he had his open palm of his hand waving to me, and he was so happy. So I couldn't, as much as I miss him, I couldn't call him back. I wouldn't want him to come back for what he would have to come back to.
That is truly wonderful that you come from so far to attend the vigils. It's an exhausting 21-hour trip. It's fantastic. You have great merit. I'm sure many graces for coming from so far.
Thank you.
And how many trips has it been now?
This is our 5th.
Your 5th?
Mm-hmm.
And you plan to make many more?
Oh, yes. I'll continue as long as the vigils are here. We have had many miraculous things. I've seen people's lives completely turned around. We brought 2 girls here that were suicidal, and their lives have completely changed. They're happily married in the church now. We've had many, many dramatic changes in a lot of our people's lives that we've brought up here.
Mm-hmm.
On August 3rd, 1995, at 4:45 a.m., Mrs. Veronica Lucan died. She was 72 years old and died from congestive heart failure. Our Lady's mission shall continue, as she has told us in many messages. On March 18, 1976, Our Lady said, quote, "For you have been given many graces, much is expected of you. You must not fall asleep and just wait for the outcome of your mission. You must work and you must pray a constant vigilance of prayer. Your labors must not cease while you are upon earth. Great shall be your reward in heaven." And the words of Veronica on May 7, 1975, quote, "Our Lady and Jesus want all the Mary workers to know that the day will come when I, Veronica, will no longer be among you, and you must carry the work forward in great haste and with great love and devotion, that you may work together to fulfill the will of God the Father, and that the Immaculate Hearts of Mary and Jesus will triumph over the present evil."